I've been really impressed by the Charlotte Hornets to the fact that I really do believe they can make a playoffs. And I want to hear your opinions right now down below in the comments. What do you think of the Charlotte Hornets? What do you think the season expectations are? And what do you think, obviously, of LaMelo Ball? And let's get into today's episode. The Charlotte Hornets. Obviously, the first thing we got to talk about is LaMelo Ball having his first triple-double of his career. And the interesting thing about that is the fact that LaMelo Ball was tonight a rebounding menace. This team is really good at rebounding, but this is the second game in a row where the other night he had a double-double, which is actually last night against the Pelicans. And this is another night where he just knows how to get rebounds. And it's not even only defensive rebounds. He's getting offensive boards. And people might not give him credit, but I think credit is due where credit is due. I'm a guy, personally, when I play basketball and when I watch basketball, I love people who get rebounds and pass the basketball. Obviously, he's a point guard, so passing is going to be there, and we already know how talented of a passer LaMelo is. And I think what is so much fun about him is the fact that he does everything. And on some nights, he'll have 12 and 10, or, he'll just have 12 and 5. But then on other nights, everything clicks. His shots are hitting, and he'll have a night like tonight, 20, 22, 12, and 11. And I think he's a guy who, when he's in his prime, he's going to be a guy who easily is going to have a double-double every night, either from having 10 assists a night or 10 rebounds a night. Like, he's going to average a double-double, probably more in the assists, but maybe he ends up averaging a triple-double for his career. I'm just kidding. I think that's like a hot, fiery take, but, it's just, I thought it'd be funny to say. And this is a team that they have a very, very bright future with LaMelo Ball. And LaMelo Ball, would it be unwise to say he might be the one for this team? He might be the guy that this team needs who can help them go to the promised land. So they beat the Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks are a team that I honestly, from the start of the year, I was like, holy crap, they are a really good team. A team that honestly I thought was going to be like a 4 or 5 seed. I think the Atlanta Hawks still can, but that's a video for another time. Hornets have steadily improved. Let me first off, they started the year with some promising games and some losses. And it's kind of been like, for the Charlotte Hornets, as the team, it's like the win. Right now they're on a 3-game win streak. And before that, they were on a 3-game lose streak. And it seems like the team goes through a hot and a cold phases. And what's great about this team is when they get hot, they're hot. But obviously, we've seen that when they have a skid, they kind of stick with that skid for a little bit. But if we're going to go talk about individual people, I think one of the things I really, really like is the fact that they've really committed to Bismack Biyombo. And I know Cody Zeller, I'm trying to see if Cody Zeller is still recovering from a fractured finger, and he's out 4 to 6 weeks. But I think Bismack Biyombo is a better fit for this team as the starting center than Cody Zeller. I'm sorry. I actually was playing NBA 2K, and I signed Tyler Zeller with Cody Zeller. And you know what the thing is Cody Zeller, yeah, I think he's a serviceable player, but Bismack Biyombo in spurts with this small ball lineup and like the transition team that they've become, like where they really do, when they do well in the fast break and start getting rebounds and are able to kick it out and have fast breaks to get either Bridges, Rozier, Hayward, or Washington, or Ball, or any of their scorers into position on the fast break, because we've seen literally them get a rebound, maybe give it to Hayward or LaMelo, and then them pretty much throw it full court and give it to one of the speedsters on the outside. It's kind of really fun to watch because you've seen also PJ Washington start to just pick up his game, and the past few games, he's been all right from 3 this year. Like, he's been steadily, like, just consistent. You know, he shoots, like, consistently 3 to 5 threes a game, depending on how many minutes he gets that night. But some nights he'll be hitting threes, and some nights they won't be going in. But he's shooting 36, and one thing I really like is he's finding his shots on the inside, and he's consistently being, I know it's only 6 rebounds in a game, but there's some nights, like the past 3 games he had against the Hawks. On the first night, on the 6th, he had a really good night with 10 rebounds where he was just all over the board. And it might seem small, just 7 rebounds, but it makes a really big difference. Same thing could be said with LaMelo Ball having his first triple-double. Though this team has started to have it come together, especially with the Orlando Magic, with having injuries, and the East, in my opinion, starting to look like it's vulnerable. I think the Hornets could put something together and be a playoff team, make the 8th seed at the very least. So I want to hear your opinions down below on that matter. What do you think? Like, if we're looking at the NBA standings, I think they're right now the 11th seed, but they're tied technically with, actually they're not tied with anyone. They're straight up the 11th seed, but you know, they beat the Hawks. The Heat are kind of starting to get it together. The Nets have it together. They've just been having injuries, and they're going to be fine. The Cavs, I really think their biggest threats are the Cavs, Knicks. I don't know if the Magic can make it. And I think this Eastern Conference playoff race is going to look really weird. I just think the Raptors, if they don't make a trade for James Harden very soon, it's going to look very, it's going to be, they're going to fall into a hole that's very hard. The Wizards and Pistons are a joke. Do not think at all that our guy, Bradley Beal, will be traded, but the Wizards are a freaking joke. So I think they have a chance of being able to, how do you put it, wrap this into something. I think it's very possible. So I want to really hear your opinions down below. That'd be interesting. I think, wouldn't you guys agree? But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, from me today. I hope you guys do have a great day, because I know I will. Till next time, guys. Peace.